Alright, so like I had said before, I think there's going to be a new administration this year. Whether we like it or not, I'm guessing we're going to end up with Biden-Harris. And it seems to go ahead and look that way. So I wanted to say that I wish you guys all a good new year. I'm just saying I want the best for you. I hope the best for me. And I think that basically we should keep focusing on positivity, and that we should keep focusing on the universal precautions and setting goals to achieve for humanity. Because in the way, that's the only way we're really gonna survive. You know, if we have that one threat that always constantly near wipes us out, what are we going to do if we don't have the help we need? That's why I must stress making provisions provides for us all. So you see, you can make a rash decision. You can just make a choice. But in the end, it's what you do with that choice. It's your heart condition that matters. It's, am I going to go rob someone blind? Or am I going to sit here and figure out how to provide with one another? You know, am I going to sit there and kind of just take off on a whim and support a habit that, you know, is going to rob me of my sustenance or my home or my food, you know? And all these things are bad things that drives us down in the end. So I have nothing bad to say against anybody. I felt honestly like Trump was a friend of mine. I felt like a friend of the family, and I liked them very much. But I'm looking forward to a new year. I'm not discriminatory. I'm not really involved in politics. I'm not very politically active, so I'm not one that says yay, no, yes, no, the other. And I'm not really willing to bring it up or argue about it either. But I do know this. I know that honest leaders do matter just as much as good people in the world. So you can't give up on the things, the change you want to have. Sometimes you have to make it. And it takes effort and striving. Sometimes we cry. Life is not easy. This is Satan's world. I hate even saying that because, you know, even amongst that, God exists amongst the thorns, you know, so to speak. And really, any good person knows there's a kingdom of God. And so you don't give up on the fact. Sure, there's anarchy, you know, people believe what they want, let them. But in the end, I'm just saying I ask the best of you, you know, because I've given you my best. And I think in the end, I don't know, you know, how we are going to survive if I don't teach you, if you don't learn, if you don't try. But with every new venture, you have to try your best. But let it be honest endeavors, and let it be great rewards. In the end, making those good choices, they will pay off with blessings. You want the blessings of the harvest and not the reaped. Well, I mean, some people, they repel, you know? And it's because of the choices they made. But if you think you're going to hell and that you just have like no choice and there's no hope whatsoever, stop yourself, because there is. And you can't be brainwashed or like constantly putting yourself into that kind of mind frame. Even if you have more measly amounts of money than someone else, that doesn't really mean crap. In the end, you have to learn to provide together. You have to cover needs. You've got to learn to ask and work with one another. It can't be, oh, you know, bias this and bias that, and we're better than them, and you're better than me, and I'm better than you. In the end, that doesn't get us anywhere. In the end, it's the cooperation and the behaviors and the manners. And the reason why we're taught it so young is because it rewards us in the end. It makes things go well for humankind, for the race, for the child, for the parents. Because, quintessentially, yeah, that's how we provide, and really, that's how we ever obtain or achieve anything and everything we ever do that has happened and gone good. So, so what if you're a recovering addict? So what? Try to do better. Try to get rid of the habits if you can. I know there's some people who just think it's the fast life. And, well, technically, yeah, life's fast and we're only here so long. But you have to be careful about your mindset. Always ask questions and think things thoroughly through. Make choices with wisdom and definitely create provisions to provide. Because, if we leave ourselves in a faulty place, we're bound to fall through the thorns into the hellfire, if you know what I mean. And so that's just a fair warning for the year to not give up on the things we focused on. That positivity, always bring it up. If you're having a bad day of work, try to start a positive conversation with one another. Hell, you may not get anything, but putting yourself in the right mindset alone helps 100 times over, We feel sometimes like we're helpless when we're at work, or that nobody loves us in our personal lives. But the truth is, people are only capable to a certain extent to help us. We shouldn't really use one another. In the end, all it really creates is animosity, We should be helping one another, providing for one another, doctoring one another, healing one another. But all these are higher disciplines that are dying out. In the end, the world doesn't survive without higher discipline, So what do you do if the world's gone? What do you do if we're not here anymore? Those are all things that a lot of very specialized people have to consider, because there's a time we may not be. And it all depends upon what we do now as a human crowd, a group of people, how we balance ourselves, how we, make our decisions and provide. In the end, you can't just rob someone. That's not the right mindset. If anything, you chastise them out of love from your heart. For all these negative comments about me, these are jealous people. But where does jealousy really get you in the end? It's a trait of Satan. It's a trait of animosity and hate and anger. It doesn't help you. Forgiving helps you. That doesn't make it right what those other people do. I can't count the number of times people have aired me. And I'm just not going to go back to them for my own sake. And really, that's what you got to do. There's a gazillion people out there. Why should you be with the one toxic person that's going to utterly destroy you? And that's the way the world is. But if we mistreat one another, that one person we mistreated could destroy our whole world. So it doesn't matter what we have if it's only temporary, see? We don't have a world anyhow. So what do we do then? We're dead. That's the logic I want you to get. That, all this stuff essentially matters. That in the end, what we do makes such a big impact.